Salutations, second graders, and welcome to math. Lesson number 31 on our mobile learning platform. Today we will be relating fractions and decimals, and boys and girls, as we know, fractions and decimals are both smaller parts of a whole. So let's take a look at how they relate. Get out your papers. We are on page 313, 314. Go ahead and get out your pages now. Here we are, friends. Okay, let's read at the top of the page. Both reptiles and amphibians live in the desert. Tiger salamanders need to lay their eggs in water, so they live near ponds or springs in the desert. One salamander laid 10 eggs that hatched. 3/10 of these baby salamanders are female. 7/10 of these baby salamanders are male. Decimals express parts of a whole without using without using numerators and denominators. Sorry, guys. Numerators and denominators. Decimals use place value to show the relationship between the parts and the whole. So as they are showing us the charts up above that show 3/10 and 7/10, down here we're going to break it down into the decimal parts. Now friends, this is just like what we did yesterday. So let's take a look. And it says we have 3 is the part and 10 is the whole. And it's the same as showing 3/10, right? Or 0.3. One digit to the right of the decimal point is the tenths place, second graders. The parts are tenths of a whole. Then we went further, right? The first number to the right of the decimal is the tenths place. What goes to the right of the tenths place? The hundredths place. That's right. Very good. And if we keep reading, it says 2 digits to the right of the decimal point is the hundredths place. The parts are hundredths of a whole. And we talked about how pennies are hundredths of a dollar, right? Okay, friends. Good job. Let's move on. Now we have to write a fraction for each picture. Then write the decimal that has the same value as the fraction. Now, as you're looking at these, I want you to remember the little blocks we have in the classroom that we use to count. And I want you to make sure that you know that the straight ones are rods, right? And these are worth 10. So we're going to put 10 for our denominator. And what are the large flat ones called? We talked about it yesterday. They are the hundredths, right? Good. So let's count. How many out of 10 do we see here in number 1 are colored? 8 out of 10, or how would I show 8/10? I would say 0.8. Very good. 8/10. Second grade. Wow. Okay, how many are in number 2? What is my denominator? What is the whole? 10. And how many are colored there, please, Sonia? 6. And how would I show that in decimal form, JJ? 0.6 says 6/10. Excellent work. Okay, if this is showing us 100 and each one of these rows is worth 10, we can say here's 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 hundredths. But how would I show that in decimal form? Sean? 0, there are no holes, and 34 hundredths, right? Remember, this is the tenths place and this is the hundredths place. Good work, second graders. Moving on to number 4, please. Jackson, what did you come up with? We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70 what? 72 out of how many? out of 100. Good. So we have 0 and 72 hundredths. Excellent work. Let's move along. We're going to color the squares to represent each fraction. And then we have to write the decimal. Place a 0 in the ones place to show that there are no ones. So if I have 2/10, how many am I going to color in, please, Valentina? 2, right? 2 out of 10. And then my decimal is going to be what, Adeline? 0.2. Very good. And now I have 9/10. What did you color in, please, Sierra? Skip one and color in the rest. All right. And that would be 9/10. And how would I show 9/10 in decimal form? Giovanni. Good job. All right, now to show 7/10. What did you do there, Quincy? Good, count 7 and color them in. Okay, so that's 7/10. And how do I show 7/10 in decimal form, please, Reagan? That's right, it's 0.7. Good job. 4/10. How did you do 4/10? JJ. Color in 4. And then 0.4. Very good. All right, Bradley. 6/10. Color in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how do I show that on our decimal form? Very good. All right, friends, now we have to match the decimal with the equivalent fractions. So if I have 31/100, what am I going to match that to? That's right. How about 46/100? Very good. And 20/100? Excellent. Write the fraction for each decimal. I have 5/10. How would I show that, please? Kylie. 5 out of 10, or 5/10. Good. What about 8/10? What would you do there, Tino? Very good. And then I have 14/100. How am I going to write that, Sean? Very good. Then I have 23/100. Caesar, what would you do there? Good. Good job, boys and girls. 23/100. Let's go ahead and come here. We're going to complete each row using the operations in the orders given. So we have to start at the beginning and work our way to the end. So they said 6 plus 2 is 8, minus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9. No, that's not right, guys. Mrs. Mueller made a mistake. Let's try again. 6 plus 2 is 12, minus 3 is in the order given. Complete the row in the order given. Okay, 6 plus 2 is 12, minus 3 is 9. 9 times 4 is... Let me see, guys. 6 plus 2 equals 8. Minus 3 is 5. Ha, 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 ha. See? I knew I'd figure it out. 6 plus 2 is 8. Minus 3 equals 5. See, guys? You're so smart. You knew I was making that mistake. Times 4 is equal to 20. Divided by 2 is equal to 10. Do you see why we have to write out math? It gets so confusing when there's so many steps. All right, next one. Let's write that one out as well. Ready? 8 plus 5 gives us 13. Minus 6 gives us 7. Times 5 is 35. Divided by 7 is equal to 5. Good job, second graders. Next one. 2 plus 12 is 14, minus 6 is 8. Times 3 is 24. Divided by 4 is 6. Okay, then we're going to do it once more. Go 7 plus 9 is 16. Minus 6 is 10. Times 3 is 30. Divided by 5 is 6. Alrighty, friends. I hope that helped. I'm so glad you caught my mistake and that you stuck it out with me while I figured out what I was doing wrong. All right, second graders, if you have any questions or you need help, just stop the video, set it aside, and I will help you during our tutoring time. Otherwise, that's it for today's math lesson. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon for some more mobile learning.